The story begins with a husband and wife spending a private moment. Just then his son comes into his room. They asks him to leave, but he says that our pet rat died after getting trapped in a trap. And he was laughing while saying all this, which means that he has done all this. Now, many years later, we see Laura and her husband Greg at the boating dock. Laura wants her kitchen renovated, but Greg says we don't have that much money these days. To which Laura says you are handling this boat properly, and this also costs a lot of money. Meanwhile, Laura read in the newspaper that a house on the island near hers was on fire, and an old couple died in this accident. But till now, it is not known exactly how this fire started. Meanwhile, Peter and Laura's son Robin was playing there, and suddenly he falls into the water. At that very moment, a man named Elliot jumped into the water at the right moment and saved him. Both of them thank Elliot for saving their son. And yesterday, there was a party at his house, so he invited Elliot to the party too. Laura's friend Sarah looks at Elliot and says that he is very attractive, and if her husband was like Elliot, she would have taken very good care of him. Here at home, Elliot was looking at the pictures made by Laura, and he liked her very much. Laura asks Elliot about him, on which he tells that he is a contractor. Now Laura wanted to renovate her kitchen anyway, on which Elliot says that I will do all this for you at a very low price. Hearing this, both Greg and Laura agree. That same night, Greg wanted to spend a private moment with Laura, but for some reason Laura refused him. The next day, Sarah and Laura were going for a morning run. And meanwhile, Sarah jokingly says that if I get any chance, I will not leave Elliot. Meanwhile, Elliot had started working in Laura's kitchen, and for this he also made many plans. And when he was showing them to Laura, both of them were a little close, which makes Laura a little uncomfortable. When she went upstairs to take a shower, she heard some noise. Laura thought there might be someone in her bedroom, but when she did not see anyone, she considered it to be an illusion and ignored it. But we can see that Elliot was there. After which Laura and Elliot went to do some shopping for the new kitchen. And there Elliot liked Laura's choice very much. Elliot brought something to drink from his favorite bakery, and he makes Laura taste it too. Laura says that you are not from here, yet how come the bakery here is your favorite? On this, Elliot tells that he often used to come here with his mother during summer vacations. After his father's death, his mother remarried, but he used to hurt my mother a lot, and that's why I take very good care of my mother. Sarah then comes to Laura's house to meet her. Seeing Elliot working there, she said that my sister also lived on the island where you are from, to which Elliot says that these days I don't go there much. Actually, Elliot was very mysterious about his identity. Sarah directly asks him if he has a girlfriend. Elliot refuses, but he says that yes, there is definitely a girl whom I like. Now after some time, when there is some problem with Greg's boat, Laura takes Elliot to fix it. But when she went inside and looked, it seemed as if someone had spent a private moment there. So much so that Laura finds an underwear there. Now Laura became upset with this because she felt that perhaps her husband was having an affair with another woman. Laura started to wonder why Greg was always at work lately, and even at home he keeps getting calls from his assistant Stella. Laura knew Stella was on a dating website. When she saw the picture she posted, it had the same underwear that she found here. Now this made Laura even more upset. Elliot took care of him and brought him to his boat, where Laura tells him that she always wanted more children. But Greg is no longer willing to do this. Laura felt very bad. Elliot tells him that everything happens for a reason. Even if your husband cheated on you, but you should move forward. Maybe there will be someone better in your destiny. And with that, Elliot took her hand. And Laura also held Elliot's hand. After leaving there, Elliot was looking at his childhood photos. This shows that the boy in the beginning is Elliot. Elliot had erased the face of the man his mother was with in all those photos. Greg here came home very late tonight too. Laura asks him if Stella was with you too. Greg says she's very involved in this case. That's why I stopped him. While explaining all this, Greg realizes that Laura is feeling a little jealous. Greg tries to persuade her, but Laura doesn't agree. Here Elliot always spends good time with Laura's son Robin. Seeing this, Laura asks him if he would like to have children after marriage. Elliot says that's not the case. Even if I have a stepson, I don't have any problem. I will love him as much as my own child. Now here Elliot, without saying it directly, told Laura that he likes her. After which, when Laura went upstairs to take a shower, Elliot also followed her. And both of them shared a private moment. The next day, Laura arrives at the boating dock to confront Greg about the truth. She sees that there is a new couple lost in each other. Seeing them, Greg tells Laura that when we both met, we were like them. And these two are nowadays entering anyone's boat without their permission. So much so that once my friend even found the clothes of both of them inside his boat. Now after hearing this, Laura understands that she made a big mistake that day. Greg asks Laura that if you have come here, then there must be something that is eating you up inside. Laura says there is nothing like that. Then when Laura came home, Elliot was playing with Robin. Elliot tells Robin that your father does not get time to play with you, but you don't worry. I will always give you my full time. Meanwhile, Laura tells Elliot that we can't do this anymore because I had a big misunderstanding with my husband Greg. But Elliot says he never has time for you. You shouldn't be in this relationship like this. Saying all this, Elliot started explaining to Laura, and both of them came closer once again. Elliot had many photos of Laura, and Elliot removed all the photos that had Greg in them and put his own photo there. The next day, Elliot brings Laura her favorite flowers. And when Laura asked, he told her that today is your birthday. But Laura says that's tomorrow. According to Elliot, Laura was born in a different area, according to which it will be day there and night here. And that's why today is her birthday. Now here, Greg also notices the flowers brought by Elliot. And he got a little upset about this. But before leaving, he tells Elliot that both of us should go boating someday. After which Laura came inside angrily. She told Elliot never to make any plans with her husband. Elliot says that I agreed so that he does not doubt us. Laura says we just can't do all this anymore. And you also cannot work here. You go from here. That evening, when Laura returned home with her son, Elliot was not there. She tries to see him outside also, but Elliot was hiding. The next day, Laura was going out with her friends for her birthday. As soon as she comes out of the house, everyone gives her a surprise party. Elliot was also present there. And this entire surprise party was planned by Greg along with his assistant Stella. And because of this party, Greg was coming home late these days. Greg tells Elliot, I wanted to introduce you to Stella. Actually, Stella likes Elliot. Wherever he went at the party, Stella would go to him. Elliot was very jealous seeing Laura and Greg together. He is not enjoying the party at all. He started leaving the party quickly, but Stella also followed him. She says that I also just needed an excuse to leave the party. She asks Elliot, can I come with you? Elliot agrees to this. Now at night when Laura was with her husband, she says that I have made a big mistake. Actually, I found something on our boat, due to which I thought that maybe you are having an affair with someone else. Greg says you don't have to tell me anything, whereas for some time now, I myself have not been able to be a good husband. Due to my work, I was not able to give you time for many days. And today when they got the opportunity, both of them came closer. Meanwhile, Elliot had brought Stella on his boat. There both of them started coming closer to Elliot was not attracted to Stella, so Stella became very sad and started leaving from there. While leaving, she saw Laura's photo in the boat, which made him understand everything. She finds out how obsessed Elliot is with Laura. And why was he only looking at Laura at the party? She says, I will go and tell Greg everything. But before Stella could do anything, Elliot finished her off. The next day, while leaving for work, Greg tells Laura that they will go out vacation for a few days. Elliot was seething inside seeing them both happy together. That same night, when Laura came to her studio, she saw that Elliot had written there, we will always be together. Meanwhile, her son falls down while playing. Laura said somewhat angrily, I told you not to play like this if no elder is in the house. Robin says Elliot was here. Laura goes outside and angrily talks to him. And she told Elliot to leave forever, but Elliot says we will always be together. On which Laura told him clearly that if you come back home again the next day, then I will complain against you to the police. Now Elliot also said angrily that if you do anything like this, then I will tell everything to your son and your husband. Robin sees Elliot threatening Laura. Laura quickly goes into the house and looks at feedback on Elliot's work online. A girl had told that Elliot is very dangerous, stay away from him. Laura reaches the place where the girl had written this. That place was a cafe, and a lot of people used to come there. When the owner is asked about the girl, he recognizes the girl who used to work there earlier. He gives Laura his address. Laura goes there and asks him about Elliot. The girl was very scared after hearing Elliot's name. She says, "I don't want any trouble because Elliot is too dangerous. Because of him, my entire house was about to be ruined." One day, a girl's necklace falls into the water. While she was searching for him, Stella's body, which Elliot had hidden there, came up. Here, Laura and her husband were watching the same news on TV. Greg tries to call Elliot, but Elliot breaks into their house, knocks Greg unconscious, and takes him to the boat. Meanwhile, Laura was upstairs doing her work. She heard some noise and came down to see. She knew Greg was home, but suddenly he went away somewhere. And the photo frame of the house is also broken. Here Greg tries hard to escape from the boat. He sees that there are many pictures of Laura hanging there. But before Greg could escape, Elliot beat him severely, and he was kept imprisoned in the boat itself. Laura was very worried, so she told Sarah everything. Sarah says, "You should be careful." Laura decides to find out more about Elliot. She goes to Elliot's favorite bakery. There was an old woman there. Seeing a photo of Elliot and his mother on the wall, Laura asks about them. The old woman tells that Elliot's father died when he was young, and so that Elliot does not feel the absence of his father. His mother got married again, but things did not happen as expected. Her relationship with either husband did not last long because Elliot was overprotective of his mother. When he grew up, he was fired from his job, and meanwhile his mother got married again. Elliot started living with them in their basement, but suddenly one day his house caught fire. Until now, no one knows the reason behind this fire, and this is the same fire on the island that Laura initially read about in a newspaper. That means Elliot is behind this. Now Laura gets very scared of this. As she leaves, she asks if you've seen Elliot again. She says that recently he used to come here a lot because he has fallen in love with a girl here, and he is gonna marry her. Now Laura gets even more scared because of this, because she started to feel that maybe Elliot killed Greg to marry her. When Laura returned home, Elliot was already there. Laura asked him to leave, but Elliot says, "Now we don't need to worry because I fixed Greg for us." This shows how crazy Elliot is about Laura. Now Laura tries to escape from there, but she is not successful because Elliot caught him. Elliot says, "You're choosing Greg again, but I will not let this happen." Robin was watching this debate going on between the two. Laura asked him to go to his room. After some time, Elliot catches Laura and takes her to her room. There, she says that, "Now I can understand how much you love me. I still have the blanket I used to keep with me from the first time we were together." Actually, Elliot had tied Laura, and that's why Laura is deliberately talking such sweet things. Now Elliot left him. When Laura came downstairs, Robin was not having dinner, and that's why Elliot has him tied up. Laura sees Sarah outside, but before she could make a sound, Elliot stopped her. He brought her into the bedroom and threw Robin out. At that time, Elliot could not think of anything other than Laura. He only wanted Laura. Just then Robin reached there. Now this reminds Elliot of his childhood, and he gets into thinking. Laura took advantage of this opportunity and freed herself from Elliot's clutches and started running away from there. She asks Robin to go to Sarah, but before Laura could escape, Elliot caught her and knocked her unconscious in an instant. He tied Laura's unconscious body and brought it to his boat. And when Laura was alone, she freed herself, because at that time he had hidden a pair of scissors with him. Laura quickly looked around and saw Greg tied up there too. She sees that Greg is very injured and he cannot walk in this condition. Laura tries to call from the boat to find someone to help her, but Elliot had already broken all contact. When Elliot was coming back, Laura hit him and started running away from there. While running, she reached a storage room, and there Elliot caught him. He tries to strangle Laura. Meanwhile, he says that you cannot escape from me. You are mine forever and ever. Laura says this can never happen. And then, seeing the opportunity, Laura cleverly throws Elliot down from the window, and Elliot fell down and died instantly on the spot. After which everything is fine between Laura and Greg, and both of them are living their lives happily with their son. And this story ends on this scene. So friends, this movie shows how emotional distance and loneliness can lead someone to the wrong path. Additionally, it also teaches how important communication and understanding are in relationships. Infidelity in Suburbia is a thriller drama that tells us that all that glitters is not gold, and behind a life that appears perfect from the outside, many complexities can be hidden. If you like the story, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss the story of such upcoming movies. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying with the story till the end.